Hello ladies and gentlemen, Deja Vu here bringing you the final game of OSL Day 2 of the quarterfinals. The other three series have all been completed. I won't spoil them for you in case you haven't seen them and don't know what happened. But this is going to be the final set, Jangbi versus Flash on Gladiator. We got Jangbi starting out in the 8 o'clock position in orange. Obviously, the wonderful Protoss, the final remaining Protoss in this OSL. And in the top left at the 1 o'clock, we do have Flash, God of KT, coming off of that ace match victory in the Pro League Grand Finals. Has he been partying too much? Is he celebrating too much? Maybe he didn't practice for this as much after that victory. You gotta say, when people win, they tend to be happy and tend to, you know, party it up a little bit. So maybe Flash let himself go for a couple of days. Who knows? It was pretty recent, less than a week ago. Not accusing Flash of anything, just saying that sometimes people tend to party when they're happy, and it can come back to bite them if they're not prepared properly for the next thing in store. And maybe, just maybe, Flash underestimating Jangbi here a little bit. I don't know, just throwing that out there, throwing out the possibility that Flash may be on a little bit too of a high note following his victory in the Pro League Grand Finals and defeating his nemesis Best. Basically the only player that had a winning record against Flash was Best for I think a long time, at least anyone with a decent number of games played against him. And yeah, Flash took the lead now. Now he's up 7 games to 6 or something like that. We do have Flash with a forward Rax here. Looks like he's going to be going where a 1 Rax Expo. Looks like he wants to play a macro game on this map. Maybe he got sick of whatever Jangbi did to him and is like, alright, you want to go macro? I'll go macro too. But it looks like Jangbi calling it. Jangbi calling the macro game, going with an 11x. You're not even 12x. That is an 11x. So we're going to have to watch a 12 next. I'm just going to call it a 12 next so it's easier. But 12 next, the complication with the 12 next is against the 1 Rax Expo is if a scout comes out soon after this Rax is done from Flash and goes in the proper direction towards Jangbi's nexus and his base, Flash can do a bunker rush basically and nullify the 12 next, and that's a huge problem. Very difficult to fend off as a Protoss player against that bunker rush. It can really screw you up. And just watching for that scout, waiting to see when Flash decides to scout. If he waits too long, this will play right into Jangbi's hands, and Jangbi will be in excellent shape going into the mid game, having that second base operational and unharassed. But if a scout comes out and catches it, that would be a huge problem. First gateway is done. The assimilator is just about complete as well for Jangbi, and there is the cybernetics core. So there we go. No, it doesn't even look like he's producing a Zealot. A lot of Protoss players tend to build a Zealot first out of their gateway just in case to try and fend off any sort of a Marine rush, but it doesn't look like he's going to be doing that. And finally, the SCV scout coming in, it's going to be going in the wrong direction. So Jangbi's going to get a free 12 next. Not going to have to defend it at all. He's going to be in excellent shape going into the mid game. And 12 next is better economically than 1 Rax Expo. Don't fool yourself. It is a very nice expansion for Flash. It is nice, going to get his economy going, but not as well as Jangbi's. And it does look like we even have a bunker coming up from Flash. Flash really has no idea what's going on right now. Just heading out partially into that base at the top right, seeing that there's no base there. Going to go to the bottom right. Yeah, he's definitely going to be very much in the dark, and when he gets there, he's going to be kicking himself. He's going to be very unhappy after seeing that. And what have we got going on here? Still some more Marines in that bunker for that defense, just in case Dragoons with range come in there. He will be a little bit later on that tank, just naturally with the 1 Rax Expo. Your tank is later, but Jangbi not going for a big pressure, so it's going to work out okay for Flash as well. And PP coming from Jangbi, so Jangbi going to pause the game here. Kessler referee technically pauses the game, and Jangbi looks a little bit concerned here. I wonder what happened. Usually these things occur with malfunctions, monitors, mice, something like that. He points at his monitor, and okay, so I guess it's something obvious. Probably his monitor's like shaking or just turned off or something stupid. Hopefully we'll be able to finish this off and get back to the game soon. If this does go on for a while, I will put a little note. Yeah, I'll put a little note in the description letting you know when it restarts so that you can get to it easy. I know that there's a way to link to time on YouTube videos. I'm really bad at YouTube. I'm really bad at certain things. Like, I don't even know how to do all those little things. I'll figure it out. Or if someone else wants to see this and be like, oh yeah, we should just, Deja Vu's stupid and can't figure out how to get that little highlight marker, and so you can just click on the button and fast forward it. Someone else can do it, in case I'm retarded. But it happens on occasion. Kespa referees just going and talking to the players right now and probably explaining the situation with Jangbi's monitor. At least that's what it looked like. Flash looks pretty understanding. Doesn't look too upset. Yep, doesn't look too upset so far. So good. We're not going to have either player on tilt or anything like that. Jangbi, obviously on a roll from that last game. Has to be on an emotional high, taking down Flash, because just doesn't happen very often, and he's got to be in a good mood, probably hoping that you don't get a regame. That would be the worst thing possible. If it's not a monitor issue and it's actually a computer issue, like on Jangbi's side, causing whatever error he's seeing on the screen, we could get a regame, which would be terrible. I don't think we're going to have any disqualification. He typed in 2Ps, which is appropriate, and all those kinds of things. Those little things were fine, but should there be a problem with Jangbi's actual computer, we could get a regame, and that would be terrible for Jangbi, because with his 12 necks, he was in great shape. He was in he was going to have a lead going into the mid game as we had that, so that would be disappointing for Jangbi. And Flash has no idea really what's going on, but he looks like he's actually getting a little frustrated here. Looks like he's a little annoyed with the wait. And what's going on here? Kespa referee continuing to talk. If anyone knows exactly what they're saying, Kespa referees usually do an announcement. If anyone knows what they actually say and wanted to type in, just a brief summary of what actually happened, I'm just taking a guess that it's something with the monitor because Jangbi pointed at it. And the lady, the OSL Star Girl that walked at, well, maybe it wasn't Star Girl, maybe it's just a minor official that walked in and basically took one look at the monitor and turned around. So I think it was obviously a monitor issue. I think. But, if anyone knows for sure what it is other than that, feel free to speak up. Forever hold your peace. Referee's continuing to just talk. Just tell us what's up. Oh man, I wish I could say with confidence that you guys know what happened in the other games, because I got things to say about the other games in the OSL, the quarterfinal series. I know what happened. Yeah, I got things to say, but I'm not gonna spoil. Not gonna spoil. All right, I'll be nice. I will be nice and just wait here patiently with you all and see what happens. But yeah, about the only thing left to talk about is how Jangbi's the last remaining Protoss in OSL. I mean, I mentioned it earlier, and how it's become a Terran and Zerg haven. He and Stork were actually the only ones that even actually advanced out of the group stages into actually OSL, out of the ODT into the actual OSL. I think ODT is like 64 or 32, something like that. I forget how they're weird. And then into the round of 16, that's where Jangbi and Stork were. Stork fell. I forget who we fell to. Don't remember that far back. But Jangbi was the only one able to advance and get to this stage. The last hope of Ire, the pride of Ire, standing right there, or sitting right there, waiting for the game to restart, waiting for a Kespa announcement. And this is starting to take a while. We're at about a 4-minute pause right now, so I'm getting a little bit annoyed. Hey, Jamie's got some water. I got some water too. Yum. I don't really know how else to entertain you all. Sorry about this. I don't really have anything else to entertain you all with. Let's see, what else is going on? Oh, I started playing StarCraft 2. So there we go. There's that with some friends and started playing some StarCraft 2. I suck at it because my computer sucks and my FPS starts out at about 18, 19 at the beginning of the game. And this is 2v2s. But then by about the mid-game, it drops down to about 12, and then whenever a fight happens and things are actually happening on screen, it drops down to about 4. And at 4 frames per second, you actually can't cast Guardian Shield or Psystorm or Force Fields, and you can't move your Colossus back from Vikings. Basically, you can't really do anything other than AWOC and hope. So it's pretty entertaining, amusing. But yeah, here we go with the Kespa referee is giving his announcement. I'll stay a little bit quiet so if someone can translate. There we go, Kespa referee walking away, and is this going to be regame or are we going to continue? That's all I really want to know. And what do we got going on here? Jamie getting settled, Flash probably doing the same, maybe Flash remeasuring it. Looks like Flash is continuing to make sure his keyboard and mouse are perfectly placed for his hands. He's mathematically figured this out, the perfect location. And we are going to continue. No regame here. And it looks like both players are ready. Jangbi's ready and Flash is ready. So here we go. 3, 2, oh no, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Resume. There we go. Game back underway. Jangbi with the Zealot and Dragoon at his natural expansion, and that probe. Oh, poor Jangbi. Probably didn't have that probe on patrol micro, just moving it, thinking that, you know, with your multitask you can go back and forth, and if you run into something you can turn around. But right after the restart, and I think he probably had a couple seconds right before the restart where he had the monitor error, so he didn't know exactly where everything was, and unfortunately he loses that scouting probe. Not a huge deal, but it is a little bit of annoyance that he couldn't turn that around or try and keep it alive for another couple seconds, or come in from a different angle, something like that. And this SCV playing games with that Dragoon, trying to stay alive in that little spot. They're doing a pretty good job of it, and that SCV is going to not get away. That Dragoon finally getting one last shot on it, able to pick it off, and Flash building all of his buildings at the top corner edge of the map. Got a couple factories right now, both of them getting machine shops as we speak, and Jangbi looks, and Flash, both sending SCV and probe to that 6 o'clock base, and it looks like Jangbi wanted to take a third base there, but Flash saying no, has built a building there. I think that's a supply depot, or no, it's an engineering base, so Flash building an engineering bay there to stop Jangbi from getting his third base up, so that will delay Jangbi's third base for a little while, and that will be very, very annoying. Jangbi just letting that engineering bay just going to sit there and be a delaying while this SCV tries to get out, and actually almost does get out, but eventually does fall to that microed probe. And while that was all going down, Flash almost not noticing at his front that that bunker was getting peppered by these Dragoons, and having a little bit of a problem there getting the correct number of SCVs on this bunker, but it looks like he's finally got it figured out right now. A little bit of clumsiness there by Flash. You don't see that very often, but even the best occasionally get, you know, a little bit of a jitters here and there. Jangbi throwing down a couple more gateways, and he wanted to throw down this fourth base, but it looks like the engineering bay was presumably cancelled. But yeah, he hasn't thrown up that the third base yet there, and there goes the tank peppering that Dragoon, so they're going to have to back off. And Jangbi building a pylon wall, it looks like. If you're looking on the mini-map, I think that is a pylon wall there at that third base. And Flash, look at that, Flash calling Jangbi's build, Flash calling that Jangbi's going to take that third base immediately. I don't actually, he saw it, so I think he knows that Jangbi's going to throw that on that third base. He's throwing up a command center in the corner of his base as well, going to take his mineral only. And Jangbi with that probe waiting for 400 minerals. And there it is, and he did not build a Nexus, so Jangbi trying to play a little bit of trickery here. Maybe Jangbi has actually called Flash's counter to what he was doing. Flash sees Jangbi go for that early third, delays it. Jangbi completely decides to ignore the third base now that Flash has seen it. Assumes that Flash is going to take his third base and is now powering off of two bases. Could this be? That would be insane game sense on Jangbi's part. If that's, it looks like that's what he's doing actually. It looks like he's trying to power off these two bases, and he's actually gonna maybe try and bust the front, maybe or just delay Flash's third for a while. Wow, this is actually a very interesting play from Jangbi. Very, very unexpected. And Flash continuing to do his really weird building places where all his buildings are like on the edge of the game screen. But Jangbi doesn't. Okay, now Jangbi has finally thrown down that Nexus, but he does have a lot more Dragoons on the field than you'd normally see at this point. If he had taken that quick third, you can, and that's reflected in the side count you see in the bottom right hand corner. Jangbi up by about 19, which is yeah, basically a pretty significant margin right now. And here comes the shuttle. So that is exactly what Jangbi was doing, going for the two-base mini power here. Not a true two-base power, but a mini power, getting a lot more units than Flash probably is expecting right now. He's got that obs there as well, so he sees exactly what Flash has, and if he can stop this with the Zealots loaded up in that shuttle, this could be extremely effective. This shuttle coming in from the side, so Flash may be getting a little bit less notice. The Marines are there. Shuttle dropping off 1, 2 or 3 Zealots there, and here we go. Let's see how many tanks go down. 1 tank goes down, and a second tank goes down. Will a third tank goes down? How many more tanks will go down? And it looks like 4 tanks go down before Jangbi is forced to retreat here. But he did take out enough tanks that he's actually going to be able to stop this third base. So Flash a little bit disappointed right now, realizing that he's going to have to lift off this command center. I don't think he's going to be able to save it. Maybe he can. Bring in a couple more tanks, and that shuttle coming back in for some fake Zealot bombs. Don't imagine. Oh, never mind. That is not a fake Zealot bomb. He kept one in reserve and actually picks that Zealot up. So some nice shuttle micro here from Jangbi, able to get himself that bonus tank kill, and that is going to be huge, because that is going to allow him to attack this command center. It looks like he's going to stop attacking that command center and pick off SCVs that are repairing it. So Flash bleeding a few SCVs right now, and that missile turret is going to have to get cancelled. Yeah, there it is. It gets cancelled. So Jangbi now maynarding to his third base, and this is looking really good. Another game looking very good for Jangbi, calling Flash's strategy with this delaying Flash's third and taking his own third now at a later time is actually going to help him out big time right now. He's gonna be his ACO is actually gonna be in pretty good shape compared to Flash's, and Flash really wants to get a missile turret up, but struggling to find a location for it. He's building up a couple more factories right now, and that shuttle getting reloaded with Zealots right now. And now Flash skating around the map trying to see where this other base for Jangbi is. I think he almost thinks that there's a base at a weird position. We saw that scan going down at the bottom right hand main there, but no base there. It's at the spot you'd think. Flash just went up a little bit later than you thought, and that has completely changed the outcome of this game. I mean, this is still 3-base Protoss, but the timing of the third base has really changed how Jangbi and Flash are forced to play this. And here comes the shuttle once again. There is a Goliath this time, so it's unlikely that the shuttle will survive if it does come in here. And yes, it is going to come here, dropping off 1, 2, 3, 4 Zealots, and here come the Dragoons, kind of going to try and pick off as many tanks as possible. Pick off one, picks off a second. Well, how many more will he get? Zealots getting into the back tanks. Looks like they get a third tank going down here, and all the tanks at the front go down, so that's about 4 or 5 tanks that have gone down, and now Dragoons peppering at this command center, looking to take it down. Will they manage to do so? And the Zealots unable to pick off the rest of the tanks, but Flash is in huge trouble right now. He's got very few tanks, very low tank count, and he's decided to basically give up on taking this third base. He's going to take up third base at the 10 o'clock base, and that's going to be a hidden expansion. But it's going to be hard for him to get SCV's main arted over there, so it's going to be some time before that base really gets going. Jangbi getting his mineral only base, so that will be his fourth. But Flash, if he's able to retake his third, this command center at his third, if he's able to get enough tanks out there, if he's able to get some nice mine placement, this could be enough for him to maybe try and work his way back into this, but he is down about 40 side count right now. Jangbi is very much in the driver's seat of this game, able to delay that third base so long. Speed has finished on these Zealots, so he is looking right now to finish this game off. Jangbi almost getting a little smirk on his face. I think he feels blood. He tastes blood. He wants to finish Flash off now. Streaming some Zealots in and some reinforcements coming in here as well. 1 tank goes down, 2 tanks go down, just 1 tank remaining, and 1 more reinforcing right now. And it looks like Jangbi wins. Flash GG's. Flash has been knocked out of the OSL. Jangbi has done the impossible. He has taken down the greatest player in the world right now. Flash has fallen to the great Jangbi. Jangbi retaking his form and with storms in set 2, with a great mental game in set 3, takes down Flash, and Flash looks pissed. That is a grimace of anger right there coming from Flash, and from Jangbi we see nothing but happiness as he looks to sign no, not a t-shirt, that is a backpack, I think, probably Kespa doing a little, here we go, we're back to school, right, end of August, so we'll get you all a couple backpacks to sign and throw those into the crowd, so that's pretty awesome. But Jangbi advances it to continue into the OSL. It's going to be awesome. He faces the winner of Sue versus Killer. Not going to tell you who that is, but Jangbi will be playing a PvZ against one of those 2 players. And I will, of course, cast that. I mean, come on, it's Jangbi. Continuing to play, I'm going to cast that. And here comes Flash, angrily giving a very cursory bow, and throws back the separating curtain with contempt as he walks into the back room, into the green room of preparation. But this is a huge day for StarCraft. Flash apparently can lose. He is still human, and he falls to the great Jangbi, who is on that resurgence, looking as the last Protoss hope to maybe take this OSL. Still alive in the MSL too, by the way. Both of these players, Jangbi and Flash, are both still alive in the MSL. So I'm actually kind of curious when Flash is going to get his wrist surgery, because I think he's still alive. Yeah, he is still alive in the MSL, which should continue within, I think, September or October. So he's going to have to work something out. And Flash looks pissed. Look at that. He is angry. I don't think I've ever seen Flash that angry. Like, you see the eye twitch a little bit. You sometimes see some, but like, I've never seen him look this pissed before. Flash looks very upset with himself over this loss, and Jangbi very pleased, trying to contain his emotions a little bit, but he's got to be on cloud nine right now, celebrating with, like, I don't recognize them. I don't know if they're coaches or players. I'm sure someone in the comments will give me flack for not recognizing whoever they are in their street clothes, but fortunately I do not. And Flash just getting out of there, and he's not hanging around the green room at all. I think he's leaving. Yeah, he is gone. Flash is gone, not only from the building, but Flash is gone from this OSL. That means that we will have a new OSL champion. Actually, no. Fantasy won the last OSL, so we're going to have a new but yeah. So Flash is not going to be able to get back to the OSL. I think Flash won the one previously, before Fantasy. I think Flash won the one before that, so There we go. We're done. I'm just in a good mood just talking, so if you want to stop now, whatever, I'm going to stop soon enough. But I'm just in a really good mood because that means Jangbi won, and Jangbi's going to continue in the OSL. And I actually want to watch the playback. Here we go. We're going to watch the playback. This is the first attack where the first shuttle comes in against the Marines, and the drops go down right now. And we're just going to watch this first attack. Probably going to just note how effectively he takes down tanks. And watch the number of Dragoons that go down. 1, 2 Dragoons die. 3 Dragoons go down, 4, maybe looks like 5 Dragoons go down, and 4 tanks go down. So that's a huge, great payoff for Jangbi, and you know, keeping that one Zealot still in that shuttle is going to come back in and play for him right now too, because it's going to allow him now to pick off this siege tank. Watch, and actually it basically got him 2 siege tanks, because the Dragoons picked off that one on the left, and then this Zealot was able to draw enough fire in that he's able to take down another one. So that actually ended up being a 2 more tank kill, basically purely because of that, saving that one Zealot. So that was very, very cool by Jangbi, and that was really the point where Jangbi was now in the driver's seat and moving on in the game. He was going to have be in a really good spot. And yeah, you know, there's the Citadel of Adun getting Zealot speed. I don't normally watch the playbacks, but this is a great game. This is just a fantastic game, so I want to. And here comes the second attack, and this was basically the one that caused, this was basically when the game was over. Here come the 3-4 Zealots coming in here. Now watch once again the number of tanks that go down and how quickly they go down everywhere. And the Zealots continue to stream and getting in towards the back tanks. So look at all those tanks at the front already go down, and then he pulls back the Dragoons so they don't die to a couple of tanks, and possibly, like, if Flash had pulled off his SCVs from the natural, it's possible that, you know, he may be surrounded Dragoons or something like that, but instead he just pulls them back and waits for his reinforcing speed lots, and then the GG is forced. Now there's just nothing left for Flash, so that's great. Jangbi gonna do his interview, and he is happy, finally showing some emotion, finally showing that that happy face that we were so used to back in 2009. The great terror, Jangbi, the destroyer of all Terran players. Jangbi, the Thor toss, Storm toss, taking down God Flash. But that's going to be it. I'm going to leave now, and STX Cup Masters was actually just played a couple days ago, so there really isn't a whole lot of Brood War being played right now, but I'll probably cast that Masters series, the finals between SKT and Hwasong Oz, just something else to do sometime next week. And yeah, that's it. GG's, guys. I will see you later.